Greetings, my friends. Welcome back again. I've just finished doing the previous one. What was it called? I've just done it. I can't remember what it was called. The Swan, the Abundant Swan. Yeah, that's the one. It just goes out my head straight away. But then I started this video and I came around. I was thinking, oh, I wonder I didn't check, because I've got a little mirror over there just to check if I've got something nasty in my teeth or something. Hey, look, you know, it's just I might be eating a giant bit of kale or something. It doesn't have to be giant, really. Just eating kale. Why do I have to exaggerate so much? It's like T-Rex. No. You know. So then that would have been one of them amusing things. That wasn't really amusing when I go to do the editing and I'm watching it back and I've just got this, like, basically this giant leaf just flapping out my lips. So anyhow, I checked and I think all is good. So, you know, you don't need to be staring at that, you know. So it's God's conscious again. I have to open my mouth and you see like a pair of eyes somehow looking out the back of my throat. You're like, what's going on? Okay, so I'm going to crack on with this one, and it's I kind of get influenced by, well, I guess everything, which is obvious. I mean, you know, you read a book, you hear something, you watch something on the TV, and it's in your thoughts. So yeah, I've been reading this book called The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. It's just you know, all quantum realities and things. It's fascinating stuff. Again, I can grasp it on a certain level, but you know, I'm not an academic to go in there and study it. If, like, say, if you're fired, so if you go into all the squiggles and formulas and things. And if anyone's watching this who is a top professor physicist, Mr. Brian Cox, yes, our names are almost the same. Yeah, I've got an extra few letters on the end, but you're the man, by the way. And you know, what's the song again, like? D-Ream? I can't remember how it goes. Oh, it's in my head, but I can't get it. Anyhow, okay. So yeah, that's a good book. Anyhow, but it's good to ponder again all these, the probabilities, Heisenberg's theory. No, what's it? Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and all these, how you can't observe the quantum world, because by observing it, and I never understood this song. I should save this after the poem. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna crack on with the poem. Then I might talk a little bit about this stuff, because you know, people will be just like, get on with the poem. Okay, so this one is called Probabilities. Each morning I rise, this is common, from the slumber in which I am preserved. I awake from the world I was living, then stretch out the parts that are curved, and I lay there, my mind trying to scramble, to hold all the thoughts in my head, a banquet of fading desires. Seeping out, they are quietly bled. So I linger a little while longer, to dust up the scraps that remain, and I ponder which realm I am reeling. It's a process to drive me insane. Does our consciousness fragment in places? Does it reach out to touch other lives? Like the particles swimming around atoms, probability enters and thrives. We expand to each point in this vortex, touching the corners of space. Then a sound from a screaming alarm clock snaps all that potential in place. And we are once again small and constructed, locked into fragile flesh form. Staring out of the glass prison window, we prepare to advance through the storm. Whew. I think that was the third attempt on that. It was just right at that very bottom bit. Staring out of the glass prison window. I couldn't get that right again. It was just like, again, the inflections. It was like staring out of the, I was like, oh God. So anyhow, hey, 3's not so bad. So yeah, okay, I'll ramble a little bit on it. Again, not going to go too much on this because I don't grasp it. But again, just trying to understand, like, the double slit experiment and the fact. Well, again, I say fact. Let's just leave it open to the theory of the probability. That, like, the fire one. If you don't know the double slit experiment, anyhow, just go and have a look on YouTube. It's a big thing in the world of quantum, where the fire one photon fire a photon into between two slits, and behind the slits there's some kind of board that accepts the photon, imprints in it, a bit like a photographic sheet. It's probably something like that. Anyhow, so what happens is that they cover one slit and they fire the photon. I think they do it with the electron as well, but let's just say the photon for now. And it leaves just the mark like you would think it would on the back, just like where it all hits. And if you cover that one up and it goes through just the left one, then again it would leave just the line where the photons are hitting on the board behind. But if you have both slits open, then it kind of, you're like, oh, which one's it going through? I mean, but behind it is this kind of, it's not a dispersion field, I can't exactly remember what it's actually called, an interference field. It's like the waves. So it's like there's about five, so there's line, blank, line, blank, line, blank, whatever, something like that. So it's got this wave pattern, this wave interference pattern, which if a waves went through the two slits, then they would be like interconnect with each other. So yeah, so that's the madness of the quantum world a bit. It kind of makes sense how you would get that pattern. I mean, it's like a field, you know, within, it's like the quantum field, the electromagnetic field, which the photons and the electrons exist within. So what's really going on there? But they can't obviously observe like the photons or the electrons, because if they shine something on them, like if you shine a photon on an electron, then it'll absorb the photon energy, and so you can't observe these things. Not in two ways. You can't absorb. You can maybe find out the location more accurately, but by finding out the location more accurately, then you're interfering with it, so you can't know its velocity, and vice versa. If you reduce the actual, say, the wavelength of the photons that you're observing them with, so you're not interfering, but you lose the position, but you can attain the velocity. But anyhow, it's all just a bit bonkers, and things that happen down at the quantum level are again on the probabilities, and that's how it must have seemed madness when they first discovered this back in the early 20th century, in like the 19. Yeah, I think it was it Planck that really got in there, in like 1900, I think. Anyhow, I don't know the exact dates, but it was there was a lot going on. But I'm just like, how do they know these things? How can you even get something to fire it, or how can you? These are things. That's why I want to have a chat with Mr. Brian Cox. Just want to kind of, you know, when I start my podcast, you can come on. We can have some. You can really just answer some questions for us, you know. And I'll be sitting there. I'll be like, oh right, yeah. I'll get it, because I won't want to sound stupid. I might ask him. I might say, well, can you make that clearer, Brian? And then he'll tell us again, and I'm like, well, oh, okay, right, now I get it, even if I don't get it, because I find it hard to go past asking something twice. Because like, if I ask again, then I'll feel stupid. I'm like, I kind of get it, yeah. So sometimes I go over to them, I'm like, right, yeah, now I get it. And if they asked us what it was, I'd be like, I'll just be darting out, I'll be like, I don't know. Sorry, yeah. Just didn't want to appear stupid. But anyway, yeah, it's all that stuff's all fascinating. I'm just gonna continue, just keep reading about these things and trying to understand my. Again, I don't have to know all the formulas and things. I'm not gonna spend that much time in there. Just keep dipping in, trying to get an overall picture of reality, or the perceived reality, if that's what it is. I know I've talked about these type of things before in the past, but I'll be doing some videos on these things, yes. And look, I'm pretty confused as I'm talking about them. Anyway, this one has definitely gone on longer than it should have. I've probably put everybody to sleep. Okay, until tomorrow, my friends. Bye bye. Greetings, my friends. Thank you for watching whatever it was you just watched. I hope it's left you confused, or excited, or inspired, or whatever emotions is running through your head right now. I appreciate it. But please hit the thumbs up and pass things on to your friends if you think they need to watch this. And if you'd like to look at any of my art or purchase any of my art, then please check out the links below for the website, Instagram, Facebook, and all that jazz. Take care. I shall see you soon. Thanks.